Hey there, Lisa Brown here. I am going to show you today my planks and bridges workout. This is something that is excellent to do for your core strength. We're going to hit the ab region, the whole region from top to bottom, and then we're going to get the low back, the butt, and the hamstrings as well. It's really important to keep all of that nice and strong. All right, I usually start with a plank. All right, these are both yoga positions, and then we're just going to do variations of planks and bridges. So this is your basic plank position, and my sister-in-law Dawn is going to put the PVC pipe on me, and this is how you can tell if you've got a friend who can at least help you the first time. Lay a pipe or a broomstick or something along your back, and it should touch your head, your upper back, and your butt, and that way you know you're in the proper form. My elbows I want right underneath the shoulders, right, and I'm just on my toes. If this is too difficult for you to do on the toes, just start on the knees, all right, just like that. And you may not be able to leave the pipe on, but that's okay. Start, you're kind of stretched out like that. You still want to feel the abs engaging. If you can't even do it on your elbows yet, then do it on maybe the wall or a bench or a table or something. Just want to get in a straight plank position. Okay, hold for as long as you can. If you're first doing it the very first time, you may not be able to hold more than 5 seconds. But just get into your plank position and hold. Work up to 3 minutes. That would be ideal. But if you're going to do the planks and bridges workout and you want to keep it to maybe 20 minutes, I usually hold it just for about a minute or so during the workout. All right, so now I'm going to flip over onto my back for the bridge. All right, on my back. You want your feet just about hip width apart. You want your heels close enough in to your bottom so that you'll have good straight lower legs when you go up. I'm going to turn my palms up, arms out about 45 degrees to my body, and then I'm just going to lift my hips up, and I'm going to just go up to my shoulder blades as far as I can. Ideally, you want to be in neutral spine position. All right, so you're just going to go up and down. Just a light brush, a light touch on the bottom, up and down. And again, just start with maybe 8 reps and then work up to doing 15. That's what I usually have my clients do. Now, I'm going to flip back over onto the front side for second plank. Next plank, we're going to do a 3-point plank. You're going to get into your plank position like you did before, but you want your feet pretty close to your center because you're going to lift one foot. Keep those thighs parallel and hold for about 30 seconds. You can work up to longer if you want. If you can't do that long, that's okay. Just work up to it. One thing to pay attention to, you don't want to let your hips sink over on that side where you've lifted the leg. Keep those hips nice and parallel, and you're really going to start to feel that. Drop and switch at 30. All right. And there you go. That's your 3-point plank. Next, bridge. Next one I grab my yoga brick. Now you can't have one just like this because it's got kitty scratches and dog bites on it. But anyway, just get your yoga brick. You could also use a pillow if you don't have a yoga brick. You're going to stick this between your knees. Feet are going to be narrower than hip width apart now. And as you squeeze your knees and you're lifting your hips up, you're going to feel the inner thighs working a little bit harder. All right, so we're just going to lift up. Again, up and down, and up and down. Again, start with maybe 8 reps and work up to 15. Okay, next, plank. Now, we're going to do something with the arms. So when I get into my plank position, I'm going to stand about hip width apart. You want a little bit wider base because you're going to move your arms. All right, now what I'm doing is called a shoulder alternation plank. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take one arm away and lift it out to the side just like that on a hinge. And 2, and 3, and 4. And what you want to be careful to do now is keep your stomach really tight so that your hips don't end up rotating like this too. You don't want to rotate the hips too. Keep your stomach real tight. You'll feel your quadricep muscles here, the front of your thigh. You'll feel them adjusting as you go, right? Do as many as you can. This is kind of hard, especially for ladies at first. I work up to 30 total or 15 pairs. Next, bridge. You want to take a band of some kind, and I can put a link up for you so that you can find these. These are from Power Systems. I've got just different strengths here, light, medium, and heavy, or whatever the strengths are. But anyway, just pick a band. If you don't have a band, use a belt, anything that you can use to help keep your knees apart. All right, this is the tough one. So I'm going to put it just above the knees. I'm going to get into my bridge position. Now I'm going to take the feet wider than hip width apart, and I'm going to make sure I push my knees out. Now what you're going to feel is you're going to feel your medial glute over here on the side working, and then down the outer thighs right here. So arms in the same position. Still just going to lift those hips up and down, and up and down. Just a light brush on the bottom there on the floor. Feel your shorts or something. Again, 8 times, work up to 15. All right. Next plank. We just did something with the arms, and now we're going to do another leg one. I call this the marching plank. So you're going to get into your plank position again. Now, you're going to march, lifting the leg from the butt, keeping the leg nice and straight. You're going to march. And touch down like Kung Fu. Think Kung Fu, grasshopper. Keep it nice and quiet, right? You don't want to tear the rice paper. So you want to touch down lightly and softly, and you want to keep those hips nice and level in your plank position. You don't want to start to lift up the butt, right? You want to keep them nice and level. Also, I should have said this before, you don't want to let your hips drop ever. That means you're getting tired, and then you'll feel it in your back. Make sure you keep those hips in that position that you determined with your pipe. So marching plank, again, I work up to 15 pairs. Do whatever you can to start with. Okay, next, marching bridge. On your back, feet about hip width apart. You're actually going to end up with them kind of centered. So you're going to go up. This time you're going to keep the hips sustained in the air. So you're going to feel it in that low back and the butt. You don't want to overuse the hamstrings or else you may get cramps. Okay, so make sure it's the butt that's lifting those hips up. And you're going to feel it again, that low back and that butt primarily. Then you're just going to march like this. Okay, again, work up to 15 pairs, 30 total. Okay, watch those hips, pay attention. If at any point you start to get a cramp in that hamstring, just lift that, just the leg that's cramping, just lift and pull and stretch. A cramp is seizing up and contracting. You want to make the muscles stretch. So just hold and stretch if you get a cramp, right? And you may have to stop. That's okay. All right, next plank. Next plank is a tough one. It's called the push-up plank. Most of my female clients have to start on their knees. So I'll show you both. All right, so for a beginner, you're going to start on your knees like this. And then what you're going to do is you're going to push up. You're going to put your palm where your elbow was. Use this other forearm to push yourself up. And you're going to end up with your palms right there where your elbows were underneath the shoulders. And then go back down, reverse order like that. Up, up, down, down. Up, up, down, down. Okay, work up to 10 or 15 sets with one arm leading and other arm leading. Up, up, down, down. Okay, now, if you've got some upper body strength and you can try it on the toes, go for it. It's a lot harder. Since you're moving your arms, you want your toes about hip width apart. So now, up, up, down, down, up, up, down, down. Other side, up, up, down, down, up, up, down, down. Great. That's a tough one. So don't be worried if it takes you a while to get to your toes. It's no problem. Okay. Next one, bridge. This is the toe tap out or the gas pedal bridge. Okay. Arms are always in the same position. This is another one where you're going to lift up the hips, keep them sustained, and now you're going to just tap that foot. Lift up that toe nice and high so you feel it in the shins. Shins working a little bit. I usually have people work up to about 25 on one foot, then stop, do the other foot, about 25, and then alternate for 40, 50, pick a number. Doesn't matter, but you gotta focus on the underside. You wanna make sure your hips are staying up, and you get them up by squeezing that butt. Don't let them sag. All right, keep them up. Good, all right, that's the toe tapper or the gas pedal bridge. Next, another leg one on the plank. This is the toe tap out plank. This is another one that's pretty challenging. You're gonna have to work up to higher reps, but here we go. We're gonna start in regular plank position here. Then you're going to step to the outside and to the outside and back to center and back to center. Of course, it doesn't matter which leg you start off with. Just pick a lead leg. And I think if I visualize my legs, my feet being at like a 6 on the clock, I'm going to step out to the 5 and the 7 and back to the 6. 5, 7, back to the 6. If you need to, take a break in between. Then you're going to start again. Other leg leading. Out, out, back in, back in. Watch those hips. If you get tired, they're going to drop, but don't let them do it. Keep up. Keep that tummy nice and tight. Keep them up. Okay, you can hear I'm getting a little out of breath because this isn't easy. I usually work up to 10 sets each side. Work up to 10, 15, but at first you may only be able to do 3, 4, 5. It's okay. Next bridge. We're getting to the end here. Single leg. Now, if your hamstrings have already started to cramp, you may not be able to do this one. And that's okay, you can work up to it. So, single leg means you're gonna lift one of your legs out of the way. And you can either leave it here, or you can drop the knee into the chest, doesn't really matter, right? And now, with just the one leg, you're gonna lift up those hips, up and down, up and down. Remember, to make your butt provide most of the energy, not the hamstrings. Think of your butt lifting, right? Push forward. So work up to 15 and then do the other side. Again, if your leg has already been cramping in the back, the hamstring, you may not be able to do this one right now because it's one hamstring lifting up that whole body. Okay, good. All right, last plank I finish off with is a lateral plank, okay? So lateral means side, right? So you want that elbow right underneath that shoulder. You want your body in a nice straight line, shoulders, hips, knees, ankles. And I'm showing you right now the beginner position because this can be hard. It's gonna work these muscles right here, these oblique muscles on your side. And you gotta lift your hips. For us ladies, that's our heaviest part usually. And a lot of people can't start on the feet. So here's the beginning version. And if you need to, use your hand to help you get up. But what you're gonna do from here is just lift up those hips. Go onto that knee. This leg is just kind of resting, right? And then if you can let go of the floor, that's okay. Lay your hand across your body here. And as you get better and better, you can lift the arm and maybe even add a dumbbell or something like that. All right, now, if that, of course, you want to do other side, start, if you can only do 10 seconds, start with 10 seconds, work up to 30 seconds or a minute per side. Okay, so just flip over and do the other side. All right, nice straight line and up. All right, now, so if that's too easy for you, go to feet, all right? My feet are just right on top of each other. And now I'm just gonna push my hips up, keep my feet stacked, all right? Push up onto the edge of that foot and up and hold. All right, now you're gonna start shaking, but that's okay. You can do it. Just keep pushing through. And this workout right here should take you about 20 minutes once you work up the 15 pairs of everything. And it will challenge your core and keep it nice and strong. Really important for your spine. Hope you enjoyed the video. Let me know what you think.